Should Crash Twinsanity get remastered? Let's talk about it. Geek Game is an amazing community with awesome people who love to talk about everything geeky in gaming. Their Facebook and Twitter pages host awesome discussions about everything in those genres and are always full of awesome content that you should check out. They also have a YouTube channel and Twitch stream where they host their weekly live streams, talking about anything from pop vinyls to comic books to video games and more. I personally am also going to be making appearances on these streams. So go check them out and become part of this awesome community today, as they help make these videos possible. I personally am part of this community and I love it, so special thanks to Geek Game for sponsoring this video. What's up guys, J.Bandicoot here, back with another video, and today we are discussing whether or not Crash Twinsanity needs to get remastered. Now this is an extremely weighted question, due to the fact that there are die-hard believers on both sides. You have the people who are done with experiencing the remakes and want an entirely new Crash experience, and you have the people who absolutely loved Twinsanity and would love to see a remastered version come to the current generation of consoles. It's because of that I do expect some disagreeing and hate from at least one side, but I do want to preface this video by saying that I can understand both sides of the argument, and I want to make it clear to anyone watching that these are just my opinions and feelings on the matter. What I say here isn't set in stone or to say that the other side is stupid or anything derogatory. It's just what I've deduced based on facts and evidence, and it's just speculation at this point. I'm going to go into the logistics first, and then pure speculation with a lot of interesting ideas that I'm sure you'll enjoy, so be sure to stick around. And also, let me know in the comments how you feel about Twinsanity getting a remaster, and let's keep things at a civil discussion. I'd love to hear your opinions on the game, and how you feel about a potential remaster. So with that out of the way, let's get right into it. So as of late, Crash's classic games have been remastered to the current generation of consoles. We've had the Insane Trilogy, which brought back the original trilogy, and we've also had Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, the remaster to the final Crash game made by Naughty Dog. Now, to understand why remasters get made, we have to ask ourselves why developers and publishers would even bother bringing a seemingly dead franchise back in the first place. Money. Money truly is what makes the world go round in the gaming industry. If there's no money in it, it's not gonna get made. So the reason behind Crash's first two remasters were simple. Enough people made a commotion about wanting their favorite Orange Bandicoot back, and made it clear that they would pay good money to see it happen. The executives at Activision no doubt looked at the sales figures for the original trilogy before they greenlit the Insane Trilogy, and weren't disappointed with those numbers. When the decision was made to remaster the original trilogy, the sales figures of the games were at the forefront of everyone's minds. What they got, however, blew them completely out of the water. The Insane Trilogy did so well that Activision realized that there really was money laying on the table with potential remasters. The same can be said for Nitro Fueled and Spyro's Reignited Trilogy. The interest was clearly there, and the sales figures from the original games were able to back them up. And that's really the biggest hurdle standing in the way of Crash Twinsanity getting a remaster. Twinsanity didn't sell nearly as many copies as the original games, and no matter which way you slice it, that really doesn't look good for its chances. I completely agree that some of the biggest reasons that the game didn't sell that well was because of the financial plummet and ushering out of relevance Crash had received after the releases of both Crash Bash and The Wrath of Cortex, coupled with the rushed development cycle for the game, but the developers and publishers don't really care about those kinds of factors. All they care about is their bottom line. If it can make them money, they'll do it. I mean, look at Nitro Fueled. Beanox insisted from the very beginning that there wouldn't be microtransactions. And what does Activision do? Come and wrench their arm and say, yeah, there's gonna be microtransactions in this game. And Beanox was all like, yeah, there's gonna be remasters in this game. Okay, cut. Hold on. Hold on a second. There's not gonna be any remasters in this remaster, Jeremy? Really? Are you serious? Oh my god. I can't believe I didn't catch that and then cut it in during recording. So, that was funny. Anyway, back to the video. It happens all the time. Companies just want to make the most money. Activision, in this case, had the evidence to back up the Insane Trilogy, the Reignited Trilogy, and Nitro Fueled, so why not milk the cash cow when you're guaranteed a good harvest? Now, in recent years, Crash Twinsanity has acclaimed something of a cult status amongst dedicated fans, and I can definitely see why. It was certainly a fantastic game, with many different liberties taken with Crash's formula that worked wonders, but even so, the sales figures don't lie. This game happened in Crash's dip into obscurity, and it was because of that it didn't make the most money. Was the game good? Hell yeah it was. Would the game be improved given a longer development cycle? Absolutely. Is the game worth a remaster? In this Crash fan's opinion, it definitely is. But money talks, and the money has to be there for a remaster to happen. Now, with all of the success and exposure Crash has seen lately, one could safely assume that if another remaster were to drop, people would buy it anyway due to the fact that now, an entirely new generation of gamers have experienced Crash Bandicoot for the very first time and enjoyed themselves. At this point, it could almost be dictated as a no-brainer that the remaster of Twinsanity would outperform the original and sell well because of its predecessors. However, too many remasters could also be a bad thing, even if this is the last Crash game to receive one. There is an equal chance that remaster burnout could take effect with this potential remaster, and it wouldn't sell nearly as well as the other remasters, and that is what Activision is afraid of. They've pretty much cornered themselves in a hole with remasters where there is a good game that deserves one, but they just don't want to take the risk. If you try to milk a cow for too long, too aggressively, it'll run out of milk, and you'll be able to, be, hey, where's all my milk? And keep gradually milking, and okay, what am I even doing with these cow analogies? I need to stop. My point's getting fuzzy. The point is that if you keep trying to resurrect something that people have played before, people could tire of it and not finding it satisfying anymore, whereas creating a whole new experience would cater to all crowds. It is worth mentioning, though, that Crash Twinsanity in and of itself is a revolutionary take on the Crash universe and would definitely fill that different game quota. It's different enough from the original games to feel like a different game. But Activision is only concerned about what would guarantee them to make money. They're not a company that has had a recent history of taking too many chances, and they know full well that the post-Naughty Dog Crash games didn't perform as well as the original Crash games. In the end, it's all up for the executives at Activision to decide. However, I do feel there is a chance that Twinsanity could get remastered if one of those executives makes the right argument to the right person. Personally, I would love to see Twinsanity get remastered. As I stated before, it was a great game and an awesome different take on the Crash universe. The gameplay, environment, mechanics, and soundtrack were all awesome, and given a proper remaster, I definitely think it could be so much more. And it would be pretty great to see other people experiencing this game for the very first time and falling in love with it just as so many other Crash fans did with the original. So with the logistics out of the way, let's get into some speculation. How many different ways can we spin this to please all crowds? Now, as a guy who does marketing for a living, I see a golden opportunity to create some buzz around the game before it's even announced. See, I've mentioned before on this channel that there have been leaked images implying that Madame Amberly's Academy of Evil is being transformed into a raceable track in Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Coupled with the speculative idea of Nina Cortex being in the game, it would be a perfect chance to brand Crash Twinsanity's name on that Grand Prix in order to gauge interest. All they would need to do is replace this little area right here where it says bonus track for the Grand Prix exclusive track and change it to Crash Twinsanity, like we see in the Crash Nitro Kart tracks in the game. That alone, exposed to the insane amount of people who bought Nitro Fueled, would be sure to spark some sort of interest in Twinsanity. Now, they could also go another route that I think would make both sides happy as well. No matter which way you slice it, I don't see any more remasters past, at the very most, Twinsanity. Due to the fact that Nitro Fueled could be adding elements from all the Crash games in Nitro Fueled, it would be cool to see re-releases of Twinsanity, Tag Team Racing, Titans, and Mind Over Mutant on all systems at a discounted price. These wouldn't be full-fledged remasters, but optimized ports of the old games to the new systems. The most recent example that I personally have been involved with this is Destroy All Humans 1 and 2 that were available for the PlayStation 4. These re-releases wouldn't take nearly as much effort as opposed to full-fledged remasters, and would still make these games available for everyone. Plus, it would be sure to make Activision money without them having to do much at all, so they would definitely be keen on this idea. But those are just some of the ideas that I have in my head concerning what Activision could do with remasters or re-releases for Twinsanity and other games. Personally, I think a remaster would be fun, but what do you guys think? Again, let me know in the comments below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you're not subscribed already, what are you doing? Hit that button while you're down there, hit that like button and the notification bell to stay up to date with my videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys, it really means a lot to me, and until next time, I'll see you later. Peace! That was weird.